I fell for my boss, but he never dates anyone. So I went out drinking to drown my feelings and somehow ended up spending the night at a bartender's place. I thought it was just a one-night mistake, nothing more. But as I was sneaking out the next morning, my boss was sitting right there in the kitchen. I was in Luke's room. Luke, the attractive bartender with tattoos. The one I went home with after too many drinks and some questionable judgment. I slipped out of his bed and reached for my purse, ready to escape before the walk of shame. But the moment I reached the stairs, there he was, Cole Winchester, my boss, drinking coffee at the exact counter where things had gotten intense the night before. And I was wearing nothing but my underwear and Luke's t-shirt. Perfect. We made eye contact. I panicked, slammed myself into the wall, and sprinted back upstairs like a terrified raccoon. Back in Luke's room, he blinked awake, messy hair and sleepy smile making him look unfairly good. I tried to pretend I wasn't dying inside. I was worried you left, he murmured, stretching, muscles shifting in a way that should be illegal. Oh, trust me, I tried. He pulled me back onto the bed and kissed me like we hadn't just met hours earlier. Somehow, my anxiety eased a little, though it definitely shouldn't have. I didn't know this man. I knew the physical part, sure, but nothing about his life. Or that he lived with my boss. He offered breakfast. I thought about Cole in the kitchen. I had a full mental meltdown. I told Luke I needed to leave. He looked disappointed, which did not help. He went downstairs to grab my pants because apparently I'd left those down there during the chaos. And that's when Cole came storming upstairs, complaining loudly about the kitchen. I dove onto Luke. He caught on immediately. We kissed until Cole got annoyed, grumbled, and shut the door. Crisis averted. Kind of. Except I didn't want to stop kissing Luke. Which was problem number 218 of the day. When we finally came up for air, Luke joked, "You can't turn down breakfast now." All that activity had to work up an appetite. My cheeks burned, but I laughed. "Are we going out?" He shrugged. "I'm not cooking, and I don't want to deal with my brother." Just hearing my brother made my stomach twist. "So you two aren't close?" I asked carefully. "No. He's always been difficult." I didn't dare say I knew Cole. Or that I worked for him. Or that I'd had a crush on him for months. Luke grabbed my clothes and kissed my forehead on the way out. That tiny gesture hit deeper than it should have. I told myself it meant nothing. But when he stood by the window and his grin faded with a hint of sadness, I felt myself wanting more. I hated that. When I finally got home, Jillian started blowing up my phone. I invited her over because I needed someone who wouldn't judge me. My mom wanted to set me up with a doctor. My sister wanted to schedule playdates. I just wanted a drink. By the time Jillian arrived, I'd already had one glass and was halfway through a supernatural romance novel that unfortunately featured a demon hunter named Luke. Fate has a sense of humor. Jillian walked in like a hurricane. "What happened? Was it awful? Tell me everything." I told her everything, especially the part where Luke is Cole Winchester's brother. She choked on her drink and laughed until she almost cried. But when I told her Luke had asked for my number, her tone changed. "Lexi, guys don't offer breakfast after a one-night mistake unless they want more." I didn't want to believe it. Wanting more felt dangerous. Guys like him don't date single moms. He's inked, gorgeous, free. I'm divorced with 2 kids and a minivan that smells like crackers and stress. But I couldn't stop thinking about the way Luke looked at me, the way he treated me, the unexpected comfort I felt around him. And that scared me. Monday came too fast. "Good morning, Alexis," Cole said as I poured coffee in the break room. I nearly dropped the pot. He asked if I'd done anything fun that weekend. I stammered. Jillian, trying to help, asked if he had siblings. He answered stiffly. "I do," then added, "I wish I could say we were close." My stomach twisted. Cole had no idea I'd been in his kitchen wearing his brother's t-shirt. He could never find out. Back at my desk, I tried to act normal until my phone rang with a Chicago number. "Luke." I panicked so hard I dropped my phone. Cole looked confused, maybe even concerned. "Alexis?" His voice tightened. "Everything okay?" "Yeah, totally." I think that was my ex, I blurted, immediately regretting it. You think? Yeah. I didn't recognize the number. Right. Dig that hole deeper, Lexi. Cole stared out the window for a moment, then at me, like he was seeing me differently. The printer spat out the last page, and silence settled over my tiny office. He inhaled sharply, stepped toward the door, and left. After he was gone, Jillian slipped inside. Did you listen to the voicemail? No. I'm terrified. She rolled her eyes. Play it. I hit speaker. Hey Lexi, it's Luke. I was wondering if you want to hang out again sometime. Maybe repeat Saturday night, but do dinner first. Call me. Jillian smacked my arm. He likes you. Call him. I will. Later. When Cole isn't lurking. As we headed out for lunch, we ran straight into Cole. Mind if I join you? He asked. Jillian nearly choked. Cole never joined anyone for lunch. She turned to me, speechless, a sign of the apocalypse. Juice diet, Jillian blurted. We're on a juice diet and not eating real food. I wanted to sink into the floor. Cole didn't buy it. He invited us to Mickey's instead, the packed pizza place we loved but could never get into anymore. I couldn't refuse without looking suspicious. Sure, I said. As we walked, Jillian whispered, this is insane. How are you going to call Luke? Jillian had a point. I had absolutely no idea. Maybe I'll fake my own death, I muttered back, plastering on what I hoped was a normal, friendly smile as Cole held the door to Mickey's open for us. The place was slammed, as usual. The smell of pizza and garlic hit me like a wave, and my stomach growled traitorously. So much for the juice diet lie. Cole glanced at me. Hungry? Always, Jillian answered way too fast. We got wedged into a small booth near the back. Cole slid in across from me, boxing me in on the inside seat. Jillian took the edge, beside him, like a buffer/prison guard. I could feel my phone burning a hole in my bag. Luke. His voicemail was still echoing in my head, maybe repeat Saturday night, but do dinner first. Cole picked up his menu, eyebrows drawn together in his usual intense focus, like he was reviewing a quarterly report instead of picking toppings. You two come here often? He asked. Used to, Jillian said. Before it became impossible to get a table. He nodded. Owner's an old client. He keeps a table open if I text ahead. Of course he did. I made a noncommittal sound and focused very hard on the beverage section. Water. I needed water. And maybe a personality transplant. Cole's gaze flicked up. Alexis? You look pale. Are you feeling all right? I jolted. Fine. Totally fine. Just low blood sugar. Jillian stomped lightly on my foot under the table in warning. I kicked her back. The waiter came, and Cole ordered for the table like he always did when we had working lunches, confident, decisive, no hesitation. Large half pepperoni, half veggie, extra cheese. House salad. 2 iced teas, 1 soda. His eyes slid to me. You're still a soda person, right? It was such a small thing. But something in my chest tightened. He remembered. Yeah, I said softly. Still a soda person. The waiter left. Jillian launched into a story about some co-worker's disaster client to fill the silence, wildly overacting, clearly trying to keep things light. Cole even laughed once, low and surprised, and I hated that it made my stomach flip. Then my phone buzzed. I didn't need to look to know who it was. The vibration felt different, somehow. Expectant. Cole's eyes darted to my bag. You can get that, you know. We're not in a meeting. Jillian shot me a don't you dare look. I'll check it later, I said quickly. It's probably my kids' school. They send a lot of emails. Phones usually don't buzz for emails, Cole said mildly. Oh, I said. Well, maybe it's a phone email. What? Jillian choked on her iced tea. Cole's mouth twitched like he was fighting a smile. A phone email. Yep, I said. The fanciest kind. He studied me for a second, something curious in his expression. You've been jumpy since this morning. I shoved a crouton around my empty salad bowl. I've had a lot on my mind. Your ex? He asked, way too casually. I froze. Jillian slowly put her fork down like she was backing away from a bomb. Excuse me? I managed. The Chicago number, Cole said. You said you thought it was your ex. Oh. Right. That lie. The lie I had completely forgotten about. Yeah, I said weakly. Ex. He's been calling a lot lately. Cole's jaw tightened. Is he bothering you? Jillian sat up straighter, eyes sparkling. Oh, she was enjoying this. No, I said quickly. It's fine. Just complicated. Complicated how? He pressed. God, could he not right now? I was hanging on by a thread and that thread was shaped like a tattooed bartender. Co-parenting complicated, I said finally. He wants to change weekends. Or something. It's not a big deal. Cole leaned back, studying me. If it interferes with your work. It won't, I cut in. I promise. He nodded slowly, but I could tell the conversation wasn't over in his mind. Cole Winchester never left loose ends. The pizza came, mercifully, and conversation shifted to safer topics, an upcoming client pitch, a software rollout, the usual office chaos. I chewed and nodded and laughed in the right places, but my head was somewhere else, replaying Luke's tired smile by the window, the way his joking faded into something soft and guarded when he thought I wasn't looking. As we stood up to leave, my phone buzzed again. 2 missed texts from the Chicago number. Greater than Luke. Hey, just checking you got my voicemail. Luke. If you're not interested, no worries. Just didn't want to be that guy who disappears. My chest did a stupid, fluttery thing. Everything all right? Cole asked quietly as we stepped out onto the sidewalk, cold air slapping us in the face. I shoved my phone away. Yeah. Just kid stuff. He hesitated. If you ever need flexibility with your schedule, we can talk. It was such a boss thing to say, but there was something softer under it. Something almost protective. I swallowed. Thanks. I'll let you know. He gave a short nod and headed back toward the office. Jillian grabbed my arm and dragged me the opposite way. We're taking the long route, she announced. I need a full debrief. The long route still ends at work, I pointed out. Yeah, but with more gossip. She stopped us next to an alley and whirled on me. Call him. Now. Are you insane? I hissed. Cole is literally a block away. So? You're allowed to have a life that doesn't revolve around Mr. Spreadsheet. You like Luke. He likes you. The universe has handed you a hot, emotionally literate bartender who makes you forget you're a stressed divorced mom for 5 minutes. You are not allowed to ignore that. I chewed my lip. What if it's a disaster? What if he finds out I work for his brother and decides I'm drama? What if? What if, she interrupted, it's good. That thought scared me more than all the others combined. 5 seconds, she said, crossing her arms. I'm counting. Jillian. 1. I fumbled my phone out. 2. I opened his text thread. 3. I hit call. 4. Oh my God, you actually did it, she screamed, then clapped her hands over her mouth. The line rang once. Twice. Hey, Lexi. His voice was warm and a little rough, like he'd just woken up from a nap. My heart did something unhelpful. Hi, I said. Sorry I didn't call earlier. Work's been insane. No worries, he said. I was starting to think I scared you off with my world-class kitchen etiquette. I laughed despite myself. You mean yelling at your brother about mug placement? To be fair, he said, he put them back wrong on purpose. Monstrous, I said. I know, right? So, he cleared his throat. Can I bribe you with actual dinner? A restaurant where my brother is statistically unlikely to be drinking coffee in the kitchen? Jillian gave me 2 thumbs up so aggressively I was afraid her hands would break. I'd like that, I said. But there are things you should know about me. Like what? He asked. I have kids, I blurted. 2 of them. I'm a single mom. I drive a minivan that smells like crackers and stress. My idea of a wild night is staying up past 10 to fold laundry while I watch a show I pretend is for me but that I actually half sleep through. I'm not exactly. Lexi, he cut in gently. I know. I froze. You. No? I saw the car seats when I walked you to your door, he said. And the dinosaur sticker on your back bumper? Big clue. Oh my God, I groaned. The T-Rex. I like the T-Rex, he said. It has personality. Look, if you don't want to see me again, that's your call. But it won't be because you have kids. My throat went tight. Most guys run when they hear the words joint custody. I'm not most guys, he said. Also, I make a mean grilled cheese. I feel like that's a valuable skill in the kid world. Jillian made a strangled awe sound. I leaned against the brick wall. Okay. Dinner. But I need a sitter. And I can't do late nights this week because of the big presentation. How about Friday? He offered. 6:30? I'll pick you up. No bars, no walk of shame, just normal people sitting at a table like adults. We're adults? I asked. Allegedly. I found myself smiling. Friday works. We hung up. I stared at the phone for a second, then looked at Jillian. I have a date, I said faintly. She shrieked so loud a pigeon took off from a nearby lamppost. Friday came faster than I expected. The week was a blur of spreadsheets, mock presentations, and Cole hovering more than usual. He started stopping by my office just to check in, asking how the kids were adjusting to the new school schedule, bringing me coffee without comment when he could tell I'd slept badly. Every time he did something unexpectedly kind, the guilt twisted a little deeper. On Friday afternoon, as I was straightening my desk and silently begging the universe not to let one of my kids spike a fever, Cole appeared in my doorway. Big weekend plans? He asked. I nearly dropped my stapler. No, I said too fast. I mean, nothing huge. Just laundry. Maybe a movie. With my kids. And my laundry. He frowned slightly. You don't take much time for yourself. That startled me. I don't exactly have a line of babysitters at my door. You know the company offers a childcare stipend, right? He said. You qualify for it? I blinked. I didn't, actually. His jaw tightened. HR should have gone over that with you. I'll fix it. Cole, it's fine, I said quickly. Really? He hesitated in the doorway, looking like he wanted to say more. If you ever need help with logistics or anything, you can tell me. I nodded, heart thudding. Thank you. He gave a short nod back and left. I exhaled shakily. Help with logistics. If only he knew which logistics I was currently juggling. At 6:30 on the dot, there was a knock at my door. I did a quick kid scan. Lily was on the couch with a princess movie, Sam was constructing some kind of Lego apocalypse on the coffee table, and my saint of a neighbor, Trina, was standing by with snacks and emergency mom energy. Behave for Trina, I told them for the 1000th time. If you need anything, my phone is on loud, GPS on, emergency numbers on speed dial. You geotagged your location. We know, Mom, Sam groaned. You're not allowed to be this tech-savvy yet, I grumbled, kissing the tops of their heads. Love you. Be good. I opened the door. Luke leaned against the frame, hands in the pockets of a dark button-down, tattoos peeking at his wrists. He'd shaved, mostly, but a bit of stubble remained, and his hair was actually cooperating. He looked devastating. Wow, he said, giving me a once-over that somehow managed to feel both appreciative and respectful. You clean up nice, Lexi. I glanced down at my simple black dress and ankle boots. You mean I'm not wearing yogurt stains and yesterday's leggings? Thank you, I practiced. He grinned. Ready? As I'll ever be, I said. We went to a small Italian place across town, dimly lit, with red and white tablecloths, and a live guitarist in the corner. It was the opposite of a bar, The opposite of chaos. Calm. Cozy. Full disclosure, Luke said after we ordered, fiddling with his napkin, I haven't done the whole sit at a table thing in a while. I'm out of practice. How long is a while? I asked. He shrugged. Couple of years. I've had flings. Nothing. With cutlery. I laughed so hard the waiter glanced over. The conversation flowed surprisingly easily. We talked about everything from horrible customers at the bar to my kid's weird food phases to his secret dream of opening his own place someday that didn't serve flat beer to men who thought tipping in advice counted. He asked about my marriage, gently, not prying, just listening when I told him about the slow erosion, the way my ex had slowly started treating me like an obligation instead of a partner. At some point, I finished, tracing my finger around my water glass. I realized I was basically single but responsible for one extra adult man. So I signed the papers. His loss, Luke said simply. Heat poured into my face. You don't even know me. He held my gaze. I know you showed up at my bar with your heart broken and still tipped more than you should have. I know you apologized for crying like you'd inconvenienced me. I know you let yourself have one stupid, messy night and then tried to sneak out because you thought you weren't allowed more. I know you laughed at my terrible jokes and you don't flinch when I talk about mental health stuff. I blinked. Mental health stuff? He shrugged, looking suddenly shy. Bartending is. It's not just pouring drinks. People tell you things. Some of it sticks. And I've had my own. Rough patches. Depression, anxiety, all the fun party favors. My brother thinks I'm wasting my potential. Your brother sounds like he has a spreadsheet where his heart should be, I said before I could stop myself. Luke snorted. That's not wrong. Maybe spreadsheets are comforting to him, I said quickly, backpedaling. Some people like control. Order. Luke's eyes narrowed slightly. You say that like you know him. My pulse jumped. He just gives off that vibe, I said weakly. You know. Workaholic. Tie too straight. Shoes too shiny. He watched me for a long moment, something calculating flickering behind his eyes. Then he let it go, leaning back. Yeah, he said. That's Cole. The name hung between us. I sipped my water, throat dry. Do you ever want to fix things with him? I asked. Luke shrugged, rolling his straw wrapper between his fingers. I used to. He's 5 years older. Growing up, he felt more like a third parent than a brother. Our dad bailed when I was 8, and Cole decided it was his job to fill the gap. He did it by criticizing everything I did. I'm sorry, I said softly. He means well, Luke said. In his head, he's helping. But there's only so many times you can hear you are wasting your life before you start believing you are the waste. My chest ached. I'd seen the sharp, polished version of Cole. Driven. Efficient. Controlled. I'd never thought about what that might feel like from the other side. Maybe he doesn't know how to show he cares any other way, I said quietly. Luke shrugged again, but there was a tiny crack in his nonchalance. Maybe. Or maybe he just likes control more than he likes me. The guitarist switched songs, something soft and sad. The candle on our table flickered. I reached across the table without thinking and touched his hand. For what it's worth, I'm glad you're you. Exactly as you are. Tattoos, bad jokes, bar smell and all. He flipped his hand, lacing our fingers together. Careful, Lexi, he said, smiling faintly. That almost sounds like feelings. I rolled my eyes. Relax. It's just the carbs talking. But later, when he walked me to my door and kissed me slow, gentle, without the urgency of that first night, it didn't feel like carbs at all. It felt terrifying. It felt like hope. On Monday, everything exploded. It started small. It always does. I was at my desk, going over last-minute changes to the presentation, when the office buzzed with a new email. A calendar update from Cole. Greater than team. Quick all hands in the conference room at 10. See. Jillian popped her head into my office. You think we're getting free donuts or a surprise layoff? Donuts, I said. Please let it be donuts. At 10, we all filed into the conference room. No donuts. Bad sign. Cole stood at the head of the table, sleeves rolled up, that serious line between his brows. "Thank you for coming on short notice," he said. "I wanted you all to hear this from me first." My stomach dropped. "We're taking on a new client," he continued. "A bar and small music venue on the north side that's looking to expand and rebrand." I exhaled. Okay. Not layoffs. The owner is taking a more active role in management, and we'll be working closely with him over the next few months. Cole clicked the remote. A logo popped up on the screen. Second Chances. The photo underneath was of the bar where I met Luke. Where everything started. My blood ran cold. Jillian's head whipped toward me, eyes huge. Cole kept talking. "Some of you may already know the owner. He'll be stopping by this afternoon to meet the team and discuss his vision." Someone asked a question about market demographics. Someone else cracked a joke about free drinks. My ears were ringing too loudly to hear. After the meeting, I made it halfway to my office before Cole called, "Alexis? A word?" I turned slowly. He studied me, head slightly tilted. "You've been quiet." "Big project," I said weakly. "Just processing." "I'll need you on this," he said. "You're good with client relationships. And with complex personalities." I snorted before I could stop myself. "Is that your way of saying people who are a little bit of a mess?" His mouth twitched. "Something like that." He hesitated. "Have you ever been to Second Chances?" My heart stopped. In that moment, I could have lied. I could have said I'd never heard of it. That I preferred wine bars or staying home. That I didn't even like music. But I thought of Luke's face when he talked about his dream for the place. The pride, the fear, the stubborn hope. "Yes," I said quietly. "Once." "What did you think?" Cole asked. I swallowed. "It has potential." He nodded, satisfied. "Then let's help them reach it." He started to turn away, then paused. "Oh. And, Alexis?" "Yeah?" "If anything about this client is uncomfortable for you, tell me." My heart slammed against my ribs. Did he know? Had he seen something that night? Had Luke said anything? "I'm fine," I said quickly. "Really?" He held my gaze for a long beat, like he was trying to read something on my face, then nodded and walked away. I sagged against the wall. Jillian appeared at my elbow like a nosy fairy godmother. "So, on a scale of 1 to you drank coffee from a wine glass this morning, how screwed are we?" I stared at the Second Chances logo still burned into my vision. "Very," I said. "So very, very screwed." Because in a few hours, my secret almost relationship and my strictly off-limits crush were going to collide in the same conference room. And this time, there would be no sprinting upstairs like a terrified raccoon to hide.